Now at 9, the heat isn't the only thing rising this summer. How to help avoid an expensive AC repair.
A scavenger hunt is happening at this year's Route 66 Heritage Fest that has a very important message. I'm Ty Parks of that story, coming up.
The USDA Secretary of Agriculture has requested an additional $11.1 billion in supplemental agricultural assistance. I'm Olivia Moss, and I'll share what this means for the local farm economy coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A breakthrough in a nearly 30-year-old unsolved murder case in southwest Missouri. This is KOAM News at 9. I'm Blake Gully. The investigation initially took place in 1999. The case centered on the death of Justin Hocott, who was 14 years old at the time. His body was found on the train tracks near his home in Missouri. As recently as May of this year, the Berry County Sheriff's Office requested assistance from the Missouri State Highway Patrol in renewing the murder investigation. Today, the Berry County Sheriff's Office announced it has arrested 3 people in connection with Justin's death: Mark Scott, Bobby Scott, and David Scott. The Sheriff's Office says it's planning an official press conference for this Tuesday. Farmers could get more financial aid. The USDA Secretary Brooke Rollins is requesting lawmakers to fund a supplemental funding bill that will provide farmers $11.1 billion in emergency relief. The request includes assistance for raw crop and specialty crop producers. KOAM's Olivia Moss looked into what this funding would mean for the local farm economy.
Now, if approved, this money would be on top of the $44.3 billion in government payments that USDA's Economic Research Service has estimated for farmers this year. That total would be $55.4 billion.
USDA programs typically contribute around 7 to 8% of total farm income, but that share is moving higher.
The ratio of total gross farm receipts coming from government support is moving more toward 12%.
I also spoke to David Shem, the state executive director with the Kansas USDA Farm Service Agency. He shared that portions of the supplementary aid will go directly to producers in southeast Kansas, depending on rules and regulations if passed. Shem says county-level farm aid can reach the millions. $17 million went to Montgomery County and $16 million to Labette County last fiscal year.
U.S. farm support isn't one single program. It's really a collection of programs, policies, and risk management tools.
If approved, the supplementary funding is timely. The Kansas Soybean Association shared that farmers in southeast Kansas continue to face one of the most difficult financial environments in decades. Wheat commodity prices, elevated production costs, higher interest rates, and continued uncertainty surrounding trade and agricultural policy are placing significant financial pressure on farm operations.
The farm programs that the government puts out, those are supporting our farmers and ranchers.
But the request for additional funding does raise a question.
Is the current farm aid duration and direction of programs a bridge through this temporary hardship, or is it a peer toward more structural government support for the ag industry?
In southeast Kansas, Olivia Moss, KOAM News.
If approved, the total $55.4 billion in agricultural assistance would equate to roughly $360 per taxpayer. With temperatures heating up to 100 degrees, air conditioning units face maximum demand. HVAC technicians say proper maintenance now prevents costly breakdowns later. Simple steps outside and inside your home can help your system run more efficiently during extreme heat.
I know it can be scary. Just turn your power off just so that you don't run into any issues. And then just wash it out with a garden hose. Not too hard, not too little. Just get all the dirt and debris out of there. You can wash it out every couple months. I mean, the more the merrier. The cleaner it is, the more efficient it's going to run.
Technicians also recommend keeping your thermostat at a consistent temperature to reduce strain on the unit. Inside, closing blinds and curtains blocks sunlight that's heating up your home. Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with tracking the extreme weather coming this way.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a pretty nice Friday for us today, but we did have some scattered showers and a few scattered thunder showers kind of rolling through, and we are going to see these kind of sticking around as we go through the rest of the evening hours. And then tonight looks pretty calm. We can't rule out an isolated little pop-up random guy as we go through the overnight hours tonight. And still, even tomorrow, a very slight chance there could be a random storm. But I really think most of you, if you're doing outdoor activities, looking pretty good as we go through the weekend. And then as we go into Sunday, we start pretty much clear skies and then partly sunny skies as we get into the afternoon. The big story is going to be the heat over the next couple days. Let's go mid 70s for us tonight. But look at this. We're talking about upper 90s on your Saturday, plus on top of that, a heat index of about 110. Of course, we're going to talk more about the heat, all coming up here in a bit.
Thanks, Doug. Well, who doesn't like a good scavenger hunt? One in Miami is giving it a twist. In addition to a prize, there is important information for residents. KOAM Side Parks takes us to the Miami Route 66 Heritage Fest for more.
We have a group of programs that work together to do outreach in our community. We're trying to do our part to make our community a happier, healthier place. And the Heritage Quest is a fun way to get our name out there.
Heritage Quest is more than just fun. It showcases important resources for the community.
So it's hard to specify exactly, but most of us have domestic violence, sexual assault, human trafficking, and stalking grants.
There are 7 stops for you to find in the quest, and each stop showcases a different program. One of these is provided by the Shawnee Tribe.
We offer the Shawnee Tribe Behavioral Health Program, which offers therapy, behavioral health advocacy, which is a wide range of services for individuals who are victims of crime.
The programs are not only for members of the tribe, but open to all citizens.
I hope that the community has fun. You know, we want the quest to be fun as they're participating. It's also a great opportunity to do something with their children. It's a child-friendly activity. It's for adults and children. And just get to know our programs. If they stop by and visit the booth, then they can visit with people that are working in this area.
In Miami, Oklahoma, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
Still ahead on KOAM News at 9.
The FDA faces a big decision on peptides. I'm Jonathan Seri in Atlanta. I'll have details coming up.
The outbreak of Cyclospora is now linked to 4 additional states. With the number of states linked to the outbreak continuing to grow, the CDC says 9 states are now reporting related cases of the parasitic illness. Illinois, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Pennsylvania have now been added to the outbreak, joining Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, and West Virginia. Health officials say more than 12,000 cases have been reported across those states, with Michigan reporting the most. Federal and state investigators believe iceberg lettuce from central Mexico is likely the source. Taylor Farms has voluntarily recalled shredded lettuce that was distributed to 27 states. If all cases are confirmed to be linked, it would present one of the largest U.S. foodborne illnesses outbreaks in 3 decades. Peptides are becoming increasingly popular, with some people using them to build muscle, speed up recovery, or slow down the signs of aging. Now the FDA is considering changes to how they're made as federal officials weigh safety concerns against growing demand. Fox News senior correspondent Jonathan Seri has more.
The FDA is reviewing 7 popular peptides, deciding whether compounding pharmacies, which mix custom medications when commercial drugs are unavailable, should be allowed to make them. Peptides are the building blocks of complex proteins. They can trigger hormones needed for growth, metabolism, and healing. Opinions are mixed.
Allowing these products to be compounded would expose consumers to unproven products and displace existing safe, effective, and proven FDA-approved products.
BPC 157 executes key cell signaling pathways in our cells.
The peptides under review allegedly treat ulcerative colitis, migraines, and opioid addiction. Ahead of the meeting, the FDA received nearly 2,000 public comments praising the benefits.
I gave myself an injection this morning. I believe in it.
But data reviewed by FDA scientists have come from studies on animals, including rats, not humans.
We don't know if they really work as they're claimed, and most importantly is if they're safe for consumption by humans.
Those in favor of compounding argue the demand will not go away.
Many of my patients are already using these drugs. They hold up a vial with no label, no dose, no ingredient list.
After the meetings, the FDA will review votes from a panel as well as the discussion and public comments before making a decision on whether to ease access to the peptides. In Atlanta, Jonathan Seri, Fox News.
Doug is next with a complete look at the forecast. And later, could AI be making us less likely to think for ourselves? Why researchers say the more we rely on artificial intelligence, the more our critical thinking skills may suffer.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Well, it turned out to be a pretty good Friday for us today. A lot of clouds kind of skirting through. And again, we've had some scattered showers and a few scattered thunder showers out there throughout the day. But overall, we're heading into the weekend. It's Friday, and it's really going to heat up as we go through the next couple days. So the clouds kind of breaking up as we go through the rest of the evening hours. And then as we go through tonight, we can't rule out an isolated pop-up little shower, but I really think most of you are going to stay on the dry side. Now it's Saturday, a lot of outdoor activities, or if you're heading to lakes or wherever, most of you are going to be dry. But again, we could see one or two isolated little thunderstorms that wouldn't last long, trying to pop up with the heating of the day. Going into Sunday morning, pretty much clear skies. By Sunday afternoon, mostly sunny skies, but it gets hot, guys. We're talking about high temps near 100 degrees. There is a chance to get a few showers, maybe a few thunderstorms in here Sunday night, and then we clear out and we look pretty good as we go into Monday afternoon. Then maybe another chance for a few showers trying to get in here on Tuesday as well. Heat alerts, we got heat advisories in effect through Tuesday, and then extreme heat warnings once you get down through northeastern parts of Oklahoma. And you can kind of see this on our temperatures. Tonight stays warm, it stays muggy. We only drop back into the mid 70s. Look at your Saturday, 94 Stockton, 98 Anderson, 100 in Nowata. So it gets super hot. Sunday it gets a little bit worse. Highs upper 90s to near 100 degrees. And then if you look at our heat index, the way it actually feels to your skin, look at this. Tomorrow, this is extreme heat. Heat index about 109 to about 112 across the region. We do it again on Sunday. Heat index again about 110 to about 112. So if you are going to be outside, drink plenty of fluids and take the proper precautions, of course. What's causing this? This big dome high pressure really kind of centered pretty much just to our west, but the closer it stays on top of us, the hot and the heat and the humidity are going to stick around. It really kind of hangs out all the way through the middle of next week. So that big ridge in place, we do start to get a few systems closer to us late next week into the first week of August. This should cool us down a little bit for the first week of August and get us at least some chances to get some showers and thunderstorms back into the region, which we're going to need by that point in time. But breaking it down, we're really just kind of in the dog days of summer as we go through the next couple weeks. All right, let's take you through time. We already looked at the weekend. Let's go into Monday, near 100, partly sunny skies. Tuesday, we do it again, right around 100 during the afternoon. Wednesday, we do it again. It's up there, but a little bit cooler as we get a cold front that's going to try to slide in and give us at least a few showers. And then we start to heat back up again Thursday into Friday. So get ready for the extreme heat across the area. 97 for us tomorrow, 100 on Sunday, 102 Monday, 103 Wednesday, and then upper 90s with some rain chances.
The Joplin Senior Center will be closed July 27th through July 31st after its air conditioning unit failed. Officials say the unit is only working at 50% capacity, and with triple-digit temperatures in the forecast, it's too hot to safely keep the building open or operate the kitchen. Home-delivered meals will continue during the closure, and staff will remain on site to support that program. Seniors who need services are being encouraged to visit the Carl Junction, Carthage, or Neosho centers while the Joplin location is closed. The replacement part is expected to arrive August 3rd, and officials will share updates on the centers opening back up on their Facebook page. Coming up next, TikTok is facing new scrutiny over child safety and why a Las Vegas buffet is cutting prices. American Express posted higher sales and profit, all while Verizon says its turnaround plan is working, and TikTok may be in breach of a European Union's digital content rulebook. This all goes on as old school Vegas hotels are keeping the all-you-can-eat buffet alive. Fox's CJ Papa has today's Fox Business Briefs.
American Express says its cardholders are spending more. Its sales and profit rose in the recent quarter. Card member spending rose 9%, the highest growth rate in 3 years. Amex is predicting full-year sales will rise 10% higher than previously expected. Verizon is raising expectations for the year, a sign the company's overhaul is starting to pay off. The company has cut spending and staff and has sold corporate-owned retail stores. It signed up more people for monthly phone plans in the quarter, though Verizon says its customers are waiting longer to upgrade their phones. TikTok is facing action by regulators in the European Union because of concerns about kids using the app. The European Union says minors could currently choose to set their account as public, allowing any users to see their content. And there aren't a lot left, but you can still find all-you-can-eat buffets in Las Vegas. Budget hotel Circus has lowered its buffet prices to $19.95 and up to attract more diners. CJ Papa, Fox News.
This week, mortgage rates hit their highest level in almost a year. The average 30-year fixed mortgage rate is now 6.58%, according to Freddie Mac. That's the highest it's been since August of last year. Mortgage rates loosely follow the 10-year Treasury yield, which signals how investors are feeling about inflation. On Thursday, the yield climbed to its highest level since January 2025, indicating bond markets expect interest rates to remain high along with inflation. AI can write our emails, plan our trips, and even finish our sentences. But is it taking over the way we think? Ivan Rodriguez joins us with new research on why relying on AI may be doing harm to our brain and the skills people think they lose to becoming overdependent.
It's called cognitive offloading, the idea that the more people rely on technology to think for us, the less we exercise our own mental muscles. Adam Green with Georgetown University says the rise of AI isn't the first time humans have dealt with this. It goes back to the internet era in general.
We can look to the history of how humans adopt new technologies. When there's something that comes out that makes it so we don't have to think as much, in general, we don't think as much. And I think GPS is a good example of that.
Now, scientists say AI may be doing something similar to critical thinking. A 2025 study in the journal Societies surveyed and interviewed 666 people and found frequent AI use correlates with weaker critical thinking abilities, especially in younger users who also showed higher dependence.
Neuroscience evidence has shown for many, many years that the most vulnerable brains are the young brains because your brain is still forming.
So what's the middle ground? Green says you don't have to completely ditch AI tools, but it is important to use your brain to operate in the creative space, and maybe just let AI do some of the grunt work.
It's a slippery slope, and you have to be careful because Claude is right there ready to come up with ideas, and nobody loves the agony of the blank page. And so, AI is ready to save you. We need to recognize the value of that agony for developing our creativity and retaining our creative ability.
Coming up next, he started his selling ice cream at just 11 years old. Now a teen entrepreneur is growing his business one snow cone at a time. An Arkansas teen is building his college fund and his business acumen through summertime treats. The young entrepreneur was 11 years old when he started selling ice cream. Now he has his own shaved ice cream truck. Brooke Brockner caught up with him.
There's nothing like a snow cone on a hot summer day.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Customers beating the heat, lining up at Sam's College Fund Shaved Ice in Benton, staying cool while helping the teen entrepreneur save up for college.
It's taught me how to be disciplined and consistent because it's just, you have to show up every day no matter what happens. And even when it's a bad day or a slow day, still got to show up and do the same.
Sam Turner has learned plenty of lessons over the years as a young business owner. This is where he got his start. At just 11 years old, Sam launched his business riding around neighborhoods on this bike cart selling ice cream to save for college. In 2022, we first spoke to Sam about his goals for the future.
I wanted to kind of expand and make it like Sam's College Friends Snow Cone Stand.
That brings us to today. Sam, now 16, serving it up to customers behind the counter.
Can I get the frat bro again, and like also with the light syrup?
Frat bro, light
And
syrup, small. I wanted to just upgrade to something that I could actually like hire other people and just grow in general. And I figured it would teach me more. So it was just a way to get out there and start learning how to run like a true, actual standalone business.
He devotes a lot of time to the snow cone trailer, but still has fun along the way.
A lot of my customers are just teenagers that already know me. They can come in. I've taught a lot of them how to make their own snow cone and just had a good time.
Tell me about this Harvard-Yale tip jar situation.
So every week we do a weekly thing. So it's 2 colleges each week and it's a poll basically. So we count the tips and by the end of the week we make an announcement about what won. So this week, if you can't tell, Harvard's doing extremely well.
And so is business.
It's good. Manifesting is real and it goes to show if you put your mind to it, you can do it.
But you can't do a story about a snow cone stand without getting one. So my favorite is sour green apple. Please tell me you have that.
I do.
Yes.
We have green apple and then we can add sour spray. How's that sound?
That sounds perfect. Let's do it. Ooh, that's good and actually sour. Very good. 10 out of 10.
So where does Sam go off to college? He's aiming for staying in state to attend the University of Arkansas, and he doesn't want to abandon his business experience. He hopes one day to open up a brick and mortar store. 31 minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way.
The intensity of the Iran war could be changing. I'm Lucas Tomlinson in Washington. I'll have the details coming up.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
The conflict with Iran is putting new focus on the Strait of Hormuz, a critical shipping route for the world's oil supply. Now the U.S. and U.K. are discussing ways to help protect the waterway as tensions continue to rise. Fox News correspondent Lucas Tomlinson has the report.
Something more aggressive is going to have to happen.
After almost 2 weeks of targeted strikes, President Trump tells Axios he's considering a new military strategy in Iran. That could mean escalating the fight and bringing Israel back into the mix. Trump is set to meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu Tuesday at the White House, a meeting that could help determine what comes next.
They're at full magazine depth, and so is the United States.
Trump acknowledges a broader conflict would come with consequences, but experts say it could also have benefits.
Let's hope that enables real diplomacy with the Iranians or makes it easier for us to protect commercial shipping and get the Strait of Hormuz open.
Iran is pushing back.
We fear no one and we will not retreat in the face of any threat.
Iran's foreign minister confirms mediation is ongoing.
Our armed forces will carry out their mission on the battlefield, while our diplomats will carry out theirs in the diplomatic arena.
We'll also need to make sure that we are being equally aggressive in our diplomatic, economic, and informational tools to make sure we're putting the maximum amount of pressure onto Iran.
And fresh concerns for U.S. forces in the region after explosive drones targeted a base housing American troops in Iraq. Iranian leaders are now urging people in neighboring countries to stay away from those U.S. bases so they, quote, remain safe. In Washington, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
The Trump administration is now imposing new tariffs against dozens of countries. The new tariffs apply to imports from about 60 countries, including Canada, Mexico, India, and the United Kingdom. The White House says the tariffs are designed to hold countries accountable for forced labor practices, with rates set at 10 or 12.5%, depending on the country's labor enforcement. The policy is already drawing international criticism, with Brazil calling the new tariffs unjustified. Doug is next with a complete look at the forecast. And later, the morning show is coming to an end. Plus, the Weird Al turned down a 7-figure paycheck.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Well, it turned out to be a pretty good Friday for us today. A lot of clouds kind of skirting through. And again, we've had some scattered showers and a few scattered thunder showers out there throughout the day. But overall, we're heading into the weekend. It's Friday, and it's really going to heat up as we go through the next couple days. So the clouds kind of breaking up as we go through the rest of the evening hours. And then as we go through tonight, we can't rule out an isolated pop-up little shower, but I really think most of you are going to stay on the dry side. Now on Saturday, a lot of outdoor activities, or if you're heading to lakes or wherever, most of you are going to be dry. But again, we could see 1 or 2 isolated little thunderstorms that wouldn't last long trying to pop up with the heating of the day. Going into Sunday morning, pretty much clear skies. By Sunday afternoon, mostly sunny skies, but it gets hot, guys. We're talking about high temps near 100 degrees. There is a chance to get a few showers, maybe a few thunderstorms in here Sunday night, and then we clear out and we look pretty good as we go into Monday afternoon. Then maybe another chance for a few showers trying to get in here on Tuesday as well. Heat alerts, we got heat advisories in effect through Tuesday, and then extreme heat warnings once you get down through northeastern parts of Oklahoma. And you can kind of see this on our temperatures. Tonight stays warm, it stays muggy. We only drop back into the mid 70s. Look at your Saturday, 94 Stockton, 98 Anderson, 100 in Nowata. So it gets super hot. Sunday it gets a little bit worse. Highs upper 90s to near 100 degrees. And then if you look at our heat index, the way it actually feels to your skin, look at this. Tomorrow, this is extreme heat. Heat index about 109 to about 112 across the region. We do it again on Sunday. Heat index again about 110 to about 112. So if you are going to be outside, drink plenty of fluids and take the proper precautions, of course. What's causing this? This big dome of high pressure really kind of centered pretty much just to our west, but the closer it stays on top of us, the hot and the heat and the humidity are going to stick around. It really kind of hangs out all the way through the middle of next week. So that big ridge in place, we do start to get a few systems closer to us late next week into the first week of August. This should cool us down a little bit for the first week of August and get us at least some chances to get some showers and thunderstorms back into the region, which we're going to need by that point in time. But breaking it down, we're really just kind of in the dog days of summer as we go through the next couple weeks. All right, let's take you through time. We already looked at the weekend. Let's go into Monday, near 100, partly sunny skies. Tuesday, we do it again, right around 100 during the afternoon. Wednesday, we do it again. It's up there, but a little bit cooler as we get a cold front that's going to try to slide in and give us at least a few showers. And then we start to heat back up again Thursday into Friday. So get ready for the extreme heat across the area. 97 for us tomorrow, 100 on Sunday, 102 Monday, 103 Wednesday, and then upper 90s with some rain chances.
Joplin jammed out tonight at the first night of the Jomo Jamming Music Festival. The Cornell Complex brought out music fans enjoying 3 bands, the Isaac Kenneth Band, Covington Creek, and Hunter Halfcoat. The festival celebrates local and regional talent, with most performing bands selected by public vote, giving the community a direct role in shaping the experience. And KOAM's Samantha Walker is the MC for the festival, and I hope my colleague and friend is staying cool and hydrated. Still ahead, Pitt State basketball announces an exciting matchup to tip off the upcoming season. Plus, Pittsburgh Post 64 looks to advance in the 19U Senior Legion State Baseball Championship. Bill McLeish has those stories and more coming up next in sports.
The Pittsburgh Post 64 Silverbacks are back on the diamond for the Senior Legion 19U State Baseball Championship. The Silverbacks take on Hiawatha Post 66 in the quarterfinals. We head to the fourth, where Pittsburgh holds a 2-run lead, and starting pitcher Carson Nicholson starts the inning off with a strikeout, holding the Braves to just 1 run so far, but they have runners on the corners. They fly one to fairly deep center, but Lane Stoltz tracks it down and makes the inning grab to strand 2 runners. Bottom of the 5th now, 2 men on for the Silverbacks, and make it 3. Nash draws the walk to load the bases for Pittsburgh. Next man up, Max Bush grounds one softly to the second baseman. The Braves get 1 out, but can't turn the double play as the Silverbacks plate another run. Now in the 6th, Pittsburgh has them loaded again, and all Ryland Carty has to do is watch this pitch drop below the strike zone to draw the RBI walk. Still only 1 out, and Nash takes advantage Lifting one to shallow right, but deep enough to bring home Nicholson on the sac fly. The Silverbacks cruise to the 6-2 win over the Braves and advance to the semifinals. And in the majors, the Royals and Cardinals each take on divisional opponents. KC with a second straight game against the Detroit Tigers and a second straight loss. Noah Cameron is phenomenal on the mound for the Royals, tossing 7 scoreless innings, but Kansas City can't get to Tigers ace Tarek Skubal as Detroit wins it 2-1. And as we go live, the Redbirds trail the Reds 4-2 in the ninth as St. Louis is down to its final 3 outs. And in the Mink League, both our local teams take the diamond in the final week of the regular season. The Griffins can't get it done against the Merchants, losing 6-1 and dropping their 6th straight game. But the Joplin Jailbirds continue their winning ways, clinching their 3rd straight, winning tonight in run rule fashion. Well, the Pitt State basketball season is still months away, but we have some exciting news from the Gorillas men's squad. PSU is heading to Lawrence on October 16th for an exhibition game against the Kansas Jayhawks at Allen Fieldhouse, as the Gorillas get the chance to play in one of the most electric atmospheres in college basketball. The matchup will also serve as a homecoming for Gorillas head coach Jeff Boschee, who returns to his alma mater. Basketball's biggest name isn't done just yet, and now we know where he'll be playing this upcoming season. LeBron James is heading to the city of brotherly love for likely his final stop in his illustrious NBA career. James signs a 2-year, $8 million veteran minimum deal to join Joel Embiid and Jaylen Brown in Philly. He says he hopes to bring another championship to the Sixers, who haven't climbed the mountaintop since 1983. Well, Blake, you know what they say, all roads lead back to Pennsylvania.
I've never heard that one, but again, being a LeBron fan, I'm excited for his legacy to be celebrated out there, and his son. Let's see where he'll go as well. And I'm also looking forward to some of these local sports as these athletes get back out there.
Yeah, it's an exciting time of year. I'm excited for it.
Yes, and that's it for sports. We're back right after this. One of my favorites, and it's also an award-winning streaming series, is coming to an end. David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
It sounds like the drama at the network is juicier than the drama on the network.
Fans of The Morning Show will get one more round of juicy drama. Apple TV has announced the 5th and final season of the show, starring Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon, will debut in 2027.
Eurydice was a hungry young girl.
Your ticket.
And Hades gave her a choice to make.
Hadestown has gone from Tony-winning stage smash to a movie version in theaters for 5 nights only. But Broadway's original Hades, Patrick Page, says he has another medium in mind for the story.
I always thought from the beginning that it cried out for some kind of animated treatment. And I still do. I still think it would be an extraordinary piece for an animator.
There's definitely some things in the movie that were true, but then we take it in a whole different direction.
Weird Al Yankovic's career has gone a lot of directions, but one way the Grammy-winning parody master decided not to go was Saudi Arabia. Yankovic tells Pittsburgh's Trib Live he was offered 7 figures for a show at the Riyadh Comedy Festival, but, quote, "I don't need to take any amount of money if it makes me feel icky," and that kind of did. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, Disneyland recently welcomed its 1 billionth guest. Earlier this month, 8-year-old Andreas Robley from Arizona became the 1 billionth person to visit the California theme park. He was celebrating his birthday. Andreas and his parents got a VIP tour for the day. The milestone also came during the park's 70th birthday celebration. Disneyland first opened in 1955. A young woman with Down syndrome is turning a simple idea into a thriving business and inspiring others along the way. Hear her story coming up next. For our final story tonight, we go to North Dakota, where a teen is hard at work running her small business, where she makes horse treats. But she isn't your ordinary young entrepreneur. She has Down syndrome. As Jody Krinsman shows us, this business has given her more than income. It's her lifeline.
Sydney Shell is a bucket filling machine.
The 19-year-old scoops apple treats from this bin, filling all 30 2-gallon buckets by hand.
She's really good at filling the buckets.
Sydney adds a hand-signed card in each bucket before sealing it shut. Sydney's parents help, but this is very much Sydney's business, which is exactly what they wanted.
It's always been about a purpose, something that she's got some ownership and a stake in, and develop some responsibilities. And it does provide a little income for her.
Sydney's Bronco Tamers is about more than just a paycheck. It's about purpose. Sydney has Down syndrome.
She's exactly what we needed.
And perhaps Sydney's Bronco Tamers was exactly what Sydney needed.
She's become more outgoing. Her personality has changed. She's taken on a lot more ownership.
We celebrate all those huge things, like she had a conversation with somebody at the rodeo. That's big for us. And being able to count money and handle money and start to make some of those connections has really been rewarding.
Each bucket of treats also includes a Bible verse.
Seems like you always end up reading one that you needed to see.
Jackie reads them to Sydney as they place them on the buckets.
We just thought this is a great opportunity to do some discipleship. I think it's just a really good reminder that you can walk in faith and it's okay to talk about it. It's kind of like Down syndrome. Everybody gets a little bit uncomfortable when you talk about that. I think it's just something that we should feel free to be open about having a conversation.
Conversations inspired by a bucket of horse treats.
Yes, and Sydney's purpose is inspiring us all. And that's the news for tonight. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.